Welcome to The Real Deal, where it's all about real estate and related businesses in central Massachusetts and northeastern Connecticut. And now, your host, Anthony Shabbat of Shabbat & Associates.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Real Deal Real Estate Podcast. My name is Anthony Shabbat of Shabbat & Associates Real Estate Group of EXP.
I'm Steve with New England Food Truck Fest.
And I'm Jay Lorette of Lorette Investment Group.
And on today's episode, I'm personally, and I'm sure Jay is very excited to have Steve on the podcast because from our personal experience, he ran an event at Roseland Park in Woodstock, Connecticut this past year. And it was like, I didn't know what to expect because I never really went to a food truck fest before. But when I pulled into the place, as soon as I got down Roseland Park Road, it was like, there's just a huge line of cars and it was like just people parking. I felt like I was going to the Brooklyn Fair. It was crazy. There's thousands of people there and a bunch of 15 food trucks or something like that, a band.
So 21.
21 food trucks.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was blown away by that. And right about that same time, Jay was talking to me about doing a food truck event in Killingly. And he's like, I want to do this. I said, are you sure you want to do that? Because I know how much work it was to do second Saturdays in Killingly because I was involved in that. And so he said, I'm doing it. And I said, okay. And then I tried to get in touch with you, but you were already too booked.
Yeah, it was late in the season.
So I was trying to help Jay avoid all the work that goes into an event like that. He did an awesome job though. 3 events, Killingly, second Saturdays, Kicking It in Killingly, food truck events. And it was a lot of fun, and I think it brought a lot of people to downtown Danielson. And it was just a fun thing to go to for the kids, for all the people, and it's nice to have events to go to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially after all we've been through with COVID and all that stuff.
Of course.
Although I did face a lot of, especially in the first event, a lot of people compared it to Roseland. And they said, oh, well, did you see what Roseland did? And I was like, yeah, but that's somebody that does it and has a track record. I said, this is our first time, we threw the event, and it was basically me front running this. I mean, I did have a lot of help. Our town was amazing with removing obstacles that we faced. But basically, it was me forerunning, hundreds of food trucks. So it wasn't, like you have how many years in?
Yeah, actually, we're a little under 2 years. We're a new food truck fest, but it was a lot of calibration prior to starting. You didn't have much time before you started, right?
I think I called you about what was May, June.
Yeah.
And the first one was in July, so
Yeah.
we didn't have, we had 2 months. We knew that we had to, get it off ground running. So.
And you're in the middle of the season where food trucks are already booked for their whole season.
Yep.
A lot of them are pinching around because of COVID. They wanted to take up and book everything that they could, especially, the high volume events, so they can make up for last year's downtime. COVID really hit them hard,
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just so blown away and happy for all of them. When they said that they, were booked, I said, good luck with your season.
Yeah.
I knew that you guys need it, so.
You can't help but be happy for them.
Yep.
But you still want to get your food trucks for your event.
So now, basically, how did you get into, what you do now?
To be honest, it actually was COVID. COVID actually started us out with this because Spiritualist is the parent company of New England Food Truck Fest.
Okay.
And then we had food trucks that come to our beer fest. Well, we were unable to have a beer fest due to COVID. So we had to actually extend another leg and pivot. So we said, we have food trucks, we might as well let them go make their money that they need to, and we can also put on a free event for the community at the same time. So I think we ended up launching an event within 2.5 weeks. And because of COVID, everybody stirred up in the house, had nothing else to do. They heard about New England Food Truck Fest coming in, so we've created a safe environment for everybody to come. We distributed masks, we had sanitizer. It's an outside event. There was a lot of room for social distancing to be implemented, and the community came out. It came out, and it was a safe event. There was no spikes in the COVID radar in the community, so we were happy that it worked out. But unfortunately, we had one 2 weeks later that had to cancel because in that area, COVID had spiked into a red zone. So we shut it down for the rest of that season, and we opened up this year really strong. And Roseland was our 3rd event that we opened up with total, 2nd for this season. And it was really successful. People came out, they had a great time, and
Beautiful
was
weather.
so thankful for that.
I was blown away. I was like, wow, I can't believe just the parking part of it. Like, did you see the parking part? Were you in the
Yeah,
middle?
I went down many times.
People flagging park. I feel like I was going to
The Woodstock Fair.
Woodstock Fair, and they were just people all over the place directing people on the driving range of the Woodstock golf course over there, where to park.
We're gonna make some improvements next year. We may modify it to a 2-day event, help out with the load of the people that come, and also we're going to extend the parking up to the cornfields, provide shuttles. There may be a small parking charge, but through the responses back from everybody where we would rather pay a couple dollars to park, to be able to park conveniently, be able to get in quicker,
Absolutely.
rather than sit in the car for an hour or 2 hours to wait in line. I'll pay $2 to go park quick.
You know, we did, even with Killingly's event, we did, consider the shuttle, having buses or something, bringing people, even if we had to park at the old high school and bring them down. We have a couple parking lots all around the town, but we did think of that. So that's something in our foresight. But how does a organization or town or anything, how do they start the process? They just contact you?
They contact us prior to the season, hopefully prior to the season, and we can start by going over details, and then we can, if everything works out and we're both on the same page and we mesh, and the events mesh together, then we would start ironing out the details to commence on doing an event together.
Okay, and now our food truck, I mean, we basically had the food trucks pay us this year, like a donation to the Killingly Business Association. But how does it work for your event?
So everybody should know that the food trucks pay to put on the event. The food trucks foot the bills for the event pretty
Yep.
much with their entry fees. So they get their reciprocation back when everybody comes to the event. So a more successful event, a better investment for them, and it's a free event for the community.
Yep.
So it's a way where the people that are making the money are the ones paying to put on the event.
Great, yeah.
Yeah. But you gotta have the people, you have to have the people for the food trucks as well,
Yeah.
They have to have the volume to be able to keep coming back. And you don't want them to waste their day either. So it's a fine balance between how many trucks you're gonna have and how many people you're expecting. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. You could go to one location and have 6,000 people. You could go to that same location the next time and you could have 1,500 people. Now you have the same amount of trucks. So you really have to watch your waves, watch your levels, monitor everything through social media, through all the avenues that you have, through promotions and everything, and just find that balance. And eventually you just learn it. You might make a mistake here or there, but nobody's perfect. So, and the community, I'm sure, doesn't expect you to be perfect. Some may, but nobody's perfect.
I know the biggest negative I got was, well, do you think that's a great idea after, COVID took away from all the businesses? And I just responded the best. I got really awarded, from our economic development director. She says, the way you answered that question was just amazing. As I basically told the guy, I said, listen, I'm sorry you feel that way. I said, but do you know, over the next 3 months, with all the events between the food truck event, bike night, and Tomato Fest, we're looking at drawing 10,000 people into our town that may not have been here. The traffic could be huge for our town, and that would generate business to these small businesses. I said,
Very
more,
true. Very
more
true.
population, having some of the businesses that we have, like the Trinket Shop. Well, actually, not Trinket Shop, Tunk City Revival. Tunk City Revival does like crafts and everything. I mean, amazing crafts down there. And people flock down to that store, and they said, wow, this place is great. So upon another time, they may, go out there again. So it's just generating more people into, a space or into
To
an
local
area.
businesses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. And then I left it open-ended. I said, do you agree? And he, floated away. So
It's a brilliant answer, and it's not even a step away from the truth. It's spot on. It's definitely spot on. And people do have to consider your food truck is your local business as well.
Yeah.
They live in your community. They're just going out, hopping in their truck and driving to a location to go make their money to feed their family. That's their restaurant on wheels.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, just because they can drive their restaurant wherever, they should be able to to profit as well, make their money and work
Before we get too far into it, I wanted to just give your contact information. So your name, your phone number, your email address, your web Facebook page, whatever you want to share.
New England Food Truck Fest is owned by myself and my partner, Tony Ferreira. You can find us on New England Food Truck Fests on Facebook, or you can put the @ symbol, NEFTF, on Facebook, and you'll find our page. You can go find the list of our events, and they pop up throughout the season. We don't put them all up right away usually for the entire season, but we stagger them up a little bit, and you can see all the promotions for all the food trucks, the previous events. You can go into the events that we had this past year and take a glance at all them, and you can go into the new ones and see what food trucks are going to be coming.
So what's the phone number and the email address?
The phone number is 413-231-2260. You'll find that on our Facebook page, and the email address is nefoodtrucks, like New England, nefoodtrucks@yahoo.com, and that's also on our Facebook page.
And one more time with the phone number.
413-231-2260.
Okay, so I gotta ask you a couple questions about where did you grow up? Like, where are you from?
I am born and raised in Sturbridge, Massachusetts,
Oh, wow.
and half of Southbridge too, because my mom lived in Southbridge. My grandparents lived in Sturbridge.
Yeah. And then how about what got you into food trucks? Like, what made you decide to do?
Well, we all love food.
Yeah.
So
But did you create this? Did you and your partner decide at the same time to do this together, or did you do it first?
we actually created the beer fest first.
Oh wow.
So, and then due to COVID, we couldn't have the beer fest, like we were speaking earlier. So we extended the leg and pivoted over to just having the food trucks come in, rather than bringing the beer fest portion.
Awesome.
So when the food trucks came in, they did really well, and the faces on everybody in the community, it's you can't beat it. You can't beat the feeling.
Did you ever do? Have you ever heard of that Harmonies and Hops that they have in Killingly?
No,
So
no.
Beer Fest. I was just curious if that was one that maybe you guys ran.
No, ours is always going to be by Spirits List, and our
Okay.
next one is Spooktoberfest, October 23rd at the Hilton in Mystic, Connecticut,
I
right
love
across the
Mystic.
street from the aquarium. So a lot of people are going to be staying there's a lot of hotels there available. You could stay and make a weekend out of it. Our tickets are online on sale on Spirits List on Facebook. Just put in the ad symbol or type in Spirits List, and you'll find our page there, and then you can locate the event if anybody wanted to go on.
I think
Check it
Chevet
out.
and Associates may have to make a team event to go over there.
I think so.
Definitely.
And also, we'll be having a Halloween costume at the contest at the same time. 4 raffle entry. Your tickets automatically go into 4 raffle entries.
So tell me about the
Spooktoberfest.
Spooktoberfest, yeah.
Spooktoberfest. Hopefully everybody comes in costumes, because it's going to be really exciting.
So it's like is it a costume? Did you say
It's a costume beer fest.
Whoa.
So you're going to come, it's October 23rd, a week before Halloween. So everybody is going to come, if they choose to, they're encouraged to come in their costumes. Their ticket that they already purchased or that they purchased at the door, they'll receive another ticket. It'll go into the raffle entry. So there'll be 4 drawings from this raffle. So we'll have a chance to win the cash prize, set of cornhole boards, or there'll be 2 Spirits List gift packs. Then also we'll be doing the costume contest, and the winner will win a Spirits List gift pack. The Spirits List gift pack entails a 16-ounce beer can glass with our Spirits List shirt. See here. I'd show you the back for the logo, but
So you have any idea how many people you think you're going to expect to show up at that event?
we cap it at 750.
Okay. So
Tickets are on
Can
sale.
be sold out.
They will sell out.
Wow.
They will sell out.
How much time do you think you'll have before it sells out? If you had to guess.
25% sold, and we just launched it, so
Wow.
I can't really put a guess on it. You just have to
I'm
go
buying
and
them
buy
for the
them.
group this week.
How much are the tickets again?
They started at 30. On the 15th, they went up to 35. Right now, they're on 35. On September 15th, they go up to 40, and then they're 45 day of.
And what time does it start?
It's going to be from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Hilton in Mystic. It's 20 Coogan Boulevard, Mystic, Connecticut.
Okay, perfect. And they can go to your website to see that?
Yep, you can go to Spirits List on Facebook, and it'll give you the access to the entire event.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds great. I love Mystic. Actually, surprisingly, I never really went to downtown Mystic. I know this is by the aquarium, right? You said across the street.
Right across the street.
But I never really went to downtown Mystic before, but I went there probably about a month ago, and it was so much fun. We just went all over the place, just walked all around the stores, and went to a couple restaurants, had a drink here, walked for a little while, went down to Red 26 on the water. Is that the only waterfront one in Mystic, do you know? Because it seemed like, no, there's one other one right across the street. It's like the S&B oyster.
There's a few. There's a few. The Oyster House. Yep. You have the Oyster
That one
House.
was on the waterfront. That was like an hour wait though to get in there, so we just didn't. But anyway, I love Mystic, so
Me too.
good excuse
Me
to
too.
go down there and check it out.
And you're not going to find the drawbridge anywhere, or working
I know.
drawbridge anywhere else.
That is a cool
right?
drawbridge. When you look up and you see these enormous like cement things that are like, ah,
It's
that fell in my head.
right now I live about 6-7 minutes. I live in Ledyard, Connecticut, so
Yeah.
I'm right around the corner from Mystic. I'm pretty much there all the time.
So how long have you been doing beer fests?
Beer Fest, this is going to be our first Beer Fest. We couldn't launch it because of COVID. So like I
okay.
said, we
Okay.
pivoted, we did the Food Truck Fest, and now we had 2 dates scheduled for the Beer Fest and had to cancel because of the COVID. So, but we're rocking on for this one. This one's going.
Yeah, I'm going.
Very
I'm in.
cool.
You'll see me as the Pope.
So you're gonna work with us next year for the Killing Me event with Jay?
Yes, we would love to. We're going to sit down with Jay. We're going to go over the details with my partner and everything. And
Beautiful.
We're going to see what we work with. Jay said that he wanted to do one big one with us.
Yep.
He's going to do his 3 total.
Yep.
July, August, and September. And we're going to try to collaborate for maybe August.
August.
Yeah.
I think that would be
Oh, perfect.
the best
Yeah.
date.
Right in the middle.
Yep. And then we're gonna have some other things for Kilney Business Association, but the food truck event will be one of the second Saturday events.
Yeah. And we've been bringing in some quality vendors, Soldier Solutions with their 9-line apparel. I don't know if you've heard of 9-line. Yep, they come in with the 9-line apparel, and most of their proceeds are all donated. We have Anderson Windows. They come down along with Color Street.
Yes.
They have the new nails that all the girls
Oh, yeah.
love. The
Your-
women
My
love
girlfriend
them.
is
Yeah.
a part of Color Street.
Yeah, so they come down. They have their booth, and they're so popular. It's everybody loves them. I don't know what the details are about it because I haven't worn them, but the girls
almost
out
had
there
to
must
on,
know. It has something special.
So if you have any events that, I mean, could my girl get into some of those events with Color Street, or
Yeah,
you have
sure.
a certain?
If they're not already signed up,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely let me know if you need like a representative, because she's definitely looking for different events to go to.
Definitely, and we're always looking for quality vendors that want to
Yeah.
come in and show the community what they have, what they're selling, what they created, what craft, that they're vending.
I think
so it's
that's so important too, because with the value that you're adding, I mean, they're trying to add value as well. So I just think it's
And one thing people need to must know, our events are always free entry.
Yeah.
They're always free entry. Like I said, Roseland next year, we may have to charge like a couple bucks for parking, but it's not gonna be anything, too extensive. It would just be to cover the shuttles and the constables, because we
Yes.
have to have a lot over there.
Yeah.
It keeps everybody safe, and it keeps everybody moving quickly, so that they can get in the event and they don't have to sit there and wait. in line.
So now this is, I talked to you before this, this was my first event, like town-wide event. I mean,
Yeah,
I threw, like, family parties,
congratulations.
oh, thank you.
I'm so glad that it was successful for you.
But I mean, of course, I ran into, some hiccups and
Of
some
course.
road bumps, and I'm very solution orientated, so I'm not thinking about the problem, I'm thinking about how it's gonna get solved, and the quickest time frame to solve the problem. But what are some of the, some of the setbacks that you've experienced, or some of the roadblocks that you've had?
Well, you can never predict which truck's gonna blow a hose on the way to the event. You can never predict who's gonna fail a health department inspection. You can never predict, locations that you've booked are gonna change and modify things last minute to give you more responsibility that you need to take care of that may not even be feasible prior to that event. And you look and you have this event and you're looking at the page and you have thousands of people about to show up in maybe 48 hours, and you have these bombs dropped on you. Now you're running around. You have to do anything you can do to save your event. So whether it's pay more money or do more work, or there could always, so many, you have to be open to variable change, that.
Yep.
So there's a lot of variable change that can happen in a food truck.
I was very thankful for my town for jumping in. I mean, because they were like, well, we need porta potties, we need constables, like you said, police present. That was one of the reasons we didn't do alcohol.
And we know police are very expensive for the detail.
So the town got the police. The town got the town worked on getting the porta potties because there was a shortage of them at the time. They ended up landing four of them for us. So it was huge.
Oh, that's
You know, like,
great.
so the town just worked together, came out and just.
You couldn't
you
have
know,
done it
really-
without them, right?
Exactly.
Same with us with Roseland. We couldn't have done it without them. Roseland had taken care of the constables and had done so much for us with the trash removals and everything, the use of their equipment, helping picking up the ground. They were amazing. Rick and Dee from
Yeah.
Roseland Park.
Yeah, they've done amazing
people.
things to that park. too.
Amazing.
Over the period of years that they've taken over that place, it went from kind of being pretty much neglected and almost forgotten in a lot of ways. And I grew up going there all the time with my family.
Yeah, I think we
And
all
so,
did, right?
nice to see that it's coming back. Like, that is back. It's beautiful.
Such a
now.
beautiful place.
They really did a nice job
They
over
maintain it. They maintain it meticulously. They're great. We're gonna miss them when they ever.
But I also want to say thanks to Caleb, Donovan, Shane Young, Jay Lorette, obviously, and the Elks really went out on a limb and built a beer garden for us, and even Black Pond Brews was very receptive and helpful to everything. And we even saw a lot of the local restaurant owners came down and walked through and checked out the event, bought some food and tested it out and stuff. Everybody seemed to be pretty good for the most part, and quite a bit of support from the community on the event too. I think there's a lot of positivity that is happening in Killingly, which we've been trying to do for a long time, and these types of events are what help make the community a better place. It's more fun for the kids. It's a bounce house. We finally have a freaking beer garden that we've been trying to get forever, thanks to the Elks.
We had the Toucher truck from Danielson Fire Department. Every single time they brought a truck down there, and their crew was down there manning the truck and
Oh, right.
helping
Oh,
the
yeah,
kids.
fire department.
The first
Huge.
event, my girlfriend was in Florida, so I had the kids plus running an event.
I've done one of those before.
So
That's
I'm
tough.
so she FaceTimes me to say, hey, how's the kids? And I was like, I really can't talk right now, but she's like, well, how are the kids? And I said, oh, they're good. They're in the truck. And she's like, they're in the truck? What do you mean they're in the truck? And I was like, oh, and I spun around the camera and I showed her that it was, the fire truck. She's like, oh, that's great. And then she hit me with well, who's watching them? I was like, well, Danielson Fire Department.
I heard you say that on the phone. That's funny you mentioned that.
So
Yeah, we
it
had
was
portable
just-
boards out there. It was fun.
So it definitely was a great event. Like I said, our town really, we have the right people in the right
Jill.
places right now. Jill St. Clair, she is coming from Norwich, running events, high population events. So she had the knowledge of it, so she kind of pushed us in the right direction. And
She's a miracle worker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
great.
She's
she's
an
amazing.
awesome economic development director. She just took over, and I love the previous economic development director also. She just retired, but it's just different with different people do different things.
Right, it's
So
okay
we're
to
gonna change it up, I
it's
think.
okay to have,
So, but Jill is
everybody to do great,
Yeah.
and it just makes you even more lucky.
she's taking a bull by the horns and just running stuff
awesome.
big time, doing a lot of good things, really kicking it and Killingly.
Taking it and killing it, like it.
No, she's really awesome. So.
Can't wait for us to kick it.
I
and
see what
kill
you
it.
did there.
Yeah, that was good. We're coming October 25th is our next event in Webster, Massachusetts. We're going to
Oh,
Webster Lake.
nice.
We
I
have
love
a
Webster Lake.
military toucher truck.
Oh.
National Guard will be there. United States National Guard.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's on the town beach section?
Yeah, it's going to be at the end of the parking.
Yeah.
Before you go walk into the beach, and we'll have Mixtape performing live.
Oh, yeah, I love
And
that.
they
Gym
performed
camp.
at ours. Great group of people
So
over there.
that'll be fun. I think it'll be a good time, and we have 20 trucks.
20
Whoa.
trucks.
20 trucks coming in. I can name a couple if you'd like.
What's the
Yeah.
date? What's the date on that one
It's
again?
October 25th. The event's going to be from 12 to 7 p.m. If you're still
Whoa.
online at 7, we'll still serve you.
That's a long event.
12 to 7. The typical. That's our typical
Oh,
event.
really? So ours was noon
12
to
to
6,
6, yeah.
and I thought it was. It seemed like it was long.
Check
for
this
that.
out. I did one Saturday. We did one, not me. It's always a we thing. Sometimes you mistake. You say it's never an I
Absolutely.
thing. It's always a we thing. But us at New England Food Truck Fest, we hosted an event in Groton, Connecticut on Saturday where we did. We had a banner signing. We created a banner for Patriot Day and had everybody in the community sign the banner. And it's actually just got rolled up this morning and got sent out to Shanksville, Pennsylvania Fire Department for them to hang it. And we got about over 300 signatures, I think it was, for that banner. So I think I forgot where I was heading to on it, but shoot, I forgot where I was going with that. Either way, oh yeah, I remember. Okay, we did the event from 11 to 6.
Oh, right,
And
okay.
so we realized 6 o'clock. That's half of
Dinner
dinner time.
time.
People still want to go out for dinner, and it's probably more beneficial for the trucks to be able to get the lunch and the dinner crowd.
Yeah.
And it's more beneficial for people to choose if they want to do lunch or dinner, or if they want to do both. So give them that option. So we've always done 12 to 7. That was our first 11 to 6 event, and we're gonna go back to 12 to 7. So Webster, October 25th, Webster Lake will be 12 to 7. And we'll have the 20 trucks up there. We have El Bori, all-American Spanish food with tacos and empanadas,
Nice.
That was
Spanish
big.
rice.
That was big.
Yeah. He's getting very well known. He was at Woodstock Fair. Villa Lebanon, Mediterranean, their gyros to die for. They were at Woodstock Fair as well. A lot of our trucks ended up going on to Woodstock Fair after Roseland. So I want to
did
say
see a
about
lot
6 or
of them.
7.
Yeah, I did see a lot of them.
Yeah.
I know we definitely went over to support Kinderberry Kettle Corn. That came out to our event both times. And one of the times, he was like, I'm already set up out in like New Hampshire or something. And
Very
he's
busy
like,
guy.
And he goes, but I have another truck I could put down there. And he made it happen for our second event. And we just want to show him our thanks. So we went to him. They have the best lemonade. Homemade lemonade is just amazing. Canterbury Kettle Corn.
Yeah,
So
it's very
you can't
good.
beat it.
It's
And then of
very
course he did, he made it, like a mixologist type of thing with the kids, and he had them shaking their own cups, and it was an awesome.
It's all
time.
about the shake with the lemonade.
Yes.
It's all about the shake. So, would you like me to unveil the list
Yes.
for October 25th?
Yes, definitely.
All right, I'll show you. Let's pull it out here. It's a big one. All right.
So this is the list of food trucks that are gonna be going to the Webster Lake event?
Yep.
Nice.
This will be October 25th at Webster Beach. I guess they call it Memorial Beach.
Okay.
Is that what it's called? Memorial Beach? That's 10 Memorial Drive, Webster, Massachusetts. All right. We have El Bori, Frisky Fries, their favorite, Hawaiian Shaved Ice, La Guaguita del Sabor, Uncle D's Blazing Barbecue,
We know all about them.
Villa Lebanon will be coming with Mediterranean, Soulfully Vegan for vegan lovers, and let me tell you, they have a plant burger that you wouldn't even notice. It's amazing.
I'm gonna have to try it, but that's one option that I was trying to get there.
They're very good. We have Mel's Munchies with all your cotton candy, slushies, popcorn, sweets. Juice is worth the squeeze with lemonade. Curbside pickup will be your poutine server. For those of you who like poutine, a lot of people like the poutine. Maui Wowie Hawaiian coffee and smoothies.
Okay.
So that's very healthy choice for you to go along with the Soulfully Vegan as well. Super Duper food truck.
Yes. One of my favorites, because the reason I wanted to do this was the Providence food truck.
Yeah, PVD.
And and that was the whole inspiration that I had behind this. And I said, you know what, we need to have something to really draw people down. And that was my big, inspiration. So Super Duper was one of the
His nachos.
amazing.
Oh my gosh, people were dying over the nachos on Saturday. I said, where'd you get them? They said, from Super Duper. I said, wow, those are delicious. I ended up having some later. The Ultimate Grill. He's actually from Massachusetts. And he comes in with a large variety of all types of foods. And if you see his trucks, they're amazing looking. Just checking out all the trucks and seeing all the different styles and everything is really cool.
That is kind of neat. I have to say I do admire. I mean, I can
You gotta
just give
appreciate
credit
it.
to it. It's somebody that takes pride in like the look of the truck. When it pulls in, you're like, man, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Nice looking truck.
and you see everybody's different styles.
Yeah.
We have the cannoli truck. Mariano's
Can't go wrong
cannolis will
with
be
that.
there. Authentic, Cook Strong, they'll be there. Creamy Brook Bison, they may be there. That's a 50-50 right now. There's something that came up, so we're not sure on them yet. But as of now, they are. Scat's Holy Smokes Barbecue, another barbecue.
Nice.
So all your barbecue needs will be filled over there. Scoop Tea's Ice Cream, and Jerry's Pizza, and last but not least, Bumski's Beer and Wine.
Wow.
We'll have a
great.
beer garden.
Oh, that's nice. You gotta have a beer. I think it's like such a nice thing to have a beer garden. I think you could probably get twice as many guys that show up because there's the beer garden. Because like the wife, the kids, they're like, let's go to this food truck event, and the guy's like, oh man. Then you're like, there's a beer garden.
Throw a beer in there.
Yeah, throw a beer in the hand. But the only thing is, this is the first time we've ever had a beer garden. It's always been beer available. So you could get your drink and you get your food and you still walk in line with your beer. But some locations don't allow you to go to that level. So we just modify it, and happy that they give us the option. And it's actually a perfect place at Webster Lake for the beer garden. They have this right side fenced off right before you walk into where the beach is, where the sitting areas are. There's cornhole boards, ping pong tables, all built in. Chess boards now built in, along with skee ball like you have over here.
Awesome.
It's all built in. So, and we'll have that right there on the outside. You have to be 21 or older to get in. You must show photo ID.
Yep. I gotta say though, I know our Killingly constables, they
Just to the beer garden, you have to be 21 or older. Everybody is welcome to the Food Truck Fest, and it's free entry.
yes, good to expose that. 21 definitely want to make the event safe. But the Killingly constables, they were really in love with the event. We talked to them, made sure that they were all set and had water and everything. But they really were just blown away by just the use of the property that we have, because it's a town parking lot. But they really just enjoyed themselves. They exposed like how much that that it was great to have everybody down there, and even with the beer garden, it just was such a great event.
And our event together will be a free entry event,
Yep.
right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what
Always free entry.
Yep. Yeah, we
That's how
always
we like to
promote
do
that.
it.
Yeah.
We want to do it for the community.
Exactly.
And I think this works well. People love food. Everybody loves food.
Common
And there's no
denominator.
there's no better way to unite the country than
Yep.
at the same table eating. So,
I couldn't say it better myself.
There's one other thing I wanted to say too that was kind of interesting about the Killingly food truck events this year. Last year we started doing second Saturdays in Killingly because we wanted to bring an event, kind of like what Putnam did First Fridays, because they were such an awesome event in Putnam. So we did second Saturdays in Killingly, but they said you got to do it at Davis Park. We wanted to bring everybody downtown, to bring people to the businesses, to bring people into the downtown area. And so they were like, you got to do it in Davis Park. So we started in Davis Park. They said, once you prove yourself, maybe you can bring it to downtown. I mean, this is just from what I remember. And then this year, Jay said he wanted to do the food truck event. It was perfect because we didn't really know what was going to happen because of COVID. It was kind of like this, who knows what's going to happen type of thing. And then Jay was able to get the town and everybody on board with doing it near the Main Street area, but just off Main Street in the back. But which actually is kind of like a little hidden gem because it's got a lot of parking, a lot
and
of
he's
space.
persistent too.
Yeah.
So
Jay is.
That's what gets it done.
He's been pretty instrumental in doing a lot of things, both with all things that a lot of people want to see happen in Killingly and just in northeastern Connecticut in general. But he's just put so much time and effort into creating positive things in the community. So
That's
anyway,
great. That's
long
great.
story short, we had to start in Davis Park, then he brought it into downtown, which is great. I'm kind of hoping that we can even bring it a little closer to downtown, or maybe have it so that it's on both sides of downtown somehow.
I was even thinking if
That's
we
what I
could
was-
get to, I know they do it for bike night, but if we could shut down the street
Oh,
They-
and put it right on, put the food trucks right on the street and have people, I think that would be amazing. But I mean, there's a section of street I'm sure we could get covered because the way that downtown works, I mean, there's a main street, but then there's turnouts.
I saw it. I was
yeah.
looking at it at an overview on Google Earth, and I
Yeah.
checked it out how it comes like this, basically. Then you have the main road
Yeah.
right here. Yeah, and then you got to have the common area.
Right in the center of
The
Main
grass.
Street, there's this Commerce Ave parking lot, and then we have Davis Park too, which is up the road. But there are a couple spots that you could definitely put food trucks in this section, maybe some other food trucks in that section, or vendor tents in this section, food trucks in this section, and get people to come back and forth up and down the street. It's not really that far. It only takes a couple minutes to walk from Davis Park to Commerce.
So now maybe I should ask you, because I know that I was thinking about the kind of like that of separating them, or should you have them all in kind of unison to create that synergy?
There's never no
Right or
exact
wrong way.
formula, but there definitely is a right and a wrong way. You don't want to make the mistake of having people too far from where the traffic is going to be.
It was a little bit of a problem
If
this
you can,
past time, I think.
if you can keep everyone together, I like lines of food trucks, you know, all in a line or squared out, rectangular out. So when you walk in, you're just walking into all the food trucks. You're looking down the line, and you go and you walk down. Everybody's going to walk down the line. They're going to check out every food truck and then walk back to the one that
That's
they
a
wanted
good
to
point.
choose. Then you go get your drink.
Like
you
bike
go
ride.
sit down and enjoy. Come back, maybe get some more food, or get your confectionery, your ice cream, your cotton candy, your fried dough, maybe more empanadas, whatever you like. You know.
So
And
your idea of along Main Street, and just so you can see
I like
down
that
the thing,
idea.
and
I
you
like
just
the
go all
idea.
the way down one side, all the way back the other side, look at everything, see everything.
That'd be ideal over there. I looked at that, the overview, and if I was to go there, that's what I would like to do. I would like to line them up right there, in both sides of the street, block them both off, and then everybody's safe, can safely just walk around and go to the common area, and you have the band jamming, and the whole town's partying together.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
partying with the towns. I love it. I love it.
That's what it is. It's like a block party for the whole town. Everybody
Really
gets to go
is.
down there, check it out, have fun.
It really is. And like I said, on Saturday, when you can do something and you bring the community out to sign a banner for the first responders to Flight 93, and then them having that being sent to them, knowing that us here in Little Connecticut
Yep.
never forgot.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely, we were part of a remembrance in Killingly, and we, as far as the KBA, we presented our Dayville and Danielson fire departments, and then we realized that there was a couple other boroughs that were there, and we didn't realize it, so we're getting some
We
flags
didn't
made
know they
for
were
them.
going to show up at it, right?
And so we presented them. I mean, it was no bigger stage to present, you know, a thank you to our community,
Absolutely.
fire and police departments. So I thought it was really. I don't cry, but I was a little emotional. That day, being like,
tears
oh,
us up
man.
a little
So,
bit. It's understandable.
It was a great time, and a lot of the little towns you saw them having these pop-up events like that. You know, I know the Elks Club threw ours, which was, you know, an amazing group of people over there doing, you know, great things now.
We actually had Back to Blue. They did their bike run.
Yep.
And when they go by Route 1, and that's where we had hosted the Groton event. So they were able to drive by with their parade by our event on Saturday, so that was also cool to see. So it was like one event doing something for Patriot Day and another event doing something for the Back to Blue at the same time, and just driving by each other was pretty surreal.
There were so many things going on this past Saturday for 9/11. So we had the food truck event, and then they had the Great Tomato Fest in Killingly. They had the Mingle on Main Street event, and then after that there was the dedication at Davis Park, and then I had to come back here, and I was so we had the river fire in Putnam after that, and then there was a big surprise, which was these huge white lights that just shot up like the memorial to the Twin Towers, like right in the center of the river fire, and it had all this music going on. They had a concert in a park, and I had some friends over at the house, which I live really
That's
close,
so
so we
cool.
just walked around, and it was like, they said there was going to be a surprise. Those big white lights that just shot up into the sky, man, that was pretty incredible. It was just.
Did you get a video?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
show
I
me
posted.
after.
I did Facebook Lives.
yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's really cool. So if you guys are all set, I think we pretty much covered everything that we wanted to cover, and then we'll just give your contact information again. So
Yeah, once again, it's Steve at New England Food Truck Fest. You can find our page, New England Food Truck Fests. It's always fests. Don't get it misconstrued with New England Food Truck Festival. It's not the same.
okay.
And then, so you find us on Facebook there. My phone number is 413-231-2260. And check us out. Check out our event page. See if there's any events you want to attend. We have one coming up October 25th at Memorial Beach, 10 Memorial Drive in Webster, Massachusetts. And that event's going to run from 12 to 7 p.m. 20 food trucks, live band, military touch-a-truck, and more. It's free
Great.
entry, too.
That's great. Sounds like fun. That's a lot of trucks too, so a lot of food to choose from. I don't know what do you do? Like, how do you eat all the food? Like, how many can you possibly have when you go there? I usually have like one or two, and I'm like, damn, I wish I had. I could
It's set
do
up.
more, but-
It's set up for the diversity.
Yeah.
It's set up for the diversity. There's, you might like Thai, you might like Spanish All-American. Somebody might want some loaded fries.
And people do kind of share a little bit too. So
Absolutely.
like, I'll have a little bit of jelly. Like, Jay, can I try a little bit of this piece here? Here you go, check this one out over here.
Of course, you're biting off of your kid's fried dough.
Yeah.
Right? You're getting an ice cream afterwards. It's a good time. It's good food. All quality food trucks. We work really hard to get 5-star trucks for our guests. We really do. We don't just pick a truck off the side of the road that's, you know, has its muffler falling off. No, when you come, you're gonna see beautiful trucks. You're gonna have great food. You're gonna be served, some serving in chef suits.
And that's so big with today. A lot of people, they look to be entertained at an experience. They look to experience it. It's not just about, you know, buying something, a product. I mean, even stores now.
But it's about the experience.
It's about the experience. You know, you go there. Some stores. We were just talking about this the other day. Lululemon, they have a DJ in the store.
Oh yeah.
So when you go in, you know, you experience like, you know, you're upbeat and you're more
I think
probable
one of our
to be
food
like,
trucks.
hey, I'm gonna buy something because I'm such in a good mood and I'm, you know, rocking out. So
Yeah, it's a good time. One of the food trucks we have, they have a Bluetooth speaker playing music and everything. You can't help but not go over and check it out because it's like a little party over there on wheels.
Yeah.
It's awesome. That one I think is Cook Strong and the lemonade and music. It's a fun time.
I should have clarified in the beginning of the podcast that it's the name of the podcast is the Real Deal Real Estate Podcast. But as realtors, we do a lot. It's not just real estate all the time, but it is part of what we do to help promote the community. And basically, you know, we get our name out there by doing positive things to help the community, and the community benefits by all of our hours of work that go into events. Like Jay basically dedicated, I don't even know
A month of his life.
I don't even know how many hours.
probably a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
And then I realized I'm like, wow, I didn't really do anything real estate, so I had nothing in the works.
Yeah.
You know, but I've contacted hundreds of food trucks.
This is my life. My life is revolved around, you know, food truck fests. And the Spirits List and New England Food Truck Fest have all my attention pretty much. Besides I see my family and I am devoted to my family. So
Yes.
I make time. It's a thin balance, but you have to make sure you balance it well.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be successful, but you want your family to be
Absolutely.
to be involved with you. So my family's always at the events and they enjoy them with us. And I think it's great what you're doing. I think it's great, you know, checking out new businesses, bringing them in, seeing how they're working, and seeing where they're at.
Well, I actually always want to do this podcast because you know what it was. I actually, and thanks for reminding me, because there's a couple questions that I didn't ask you that I always like to ask people. What are, if you could give anybody that was starting out in your business, like say, well, I guess maybe not necessarily in your business, but in any business, like there's some things to watch out for. Or maybe like, was there a point where things just went, you started out at a certain point and then it just like skyrocketed, everything went crazy, like just you got a really good response? Because these are questions that business owners want to know the answers to. Like, what are the things that I can do that are going to help my business go like a hockey stick? And then also, what are some things that I really need to watch out for so that I don't, you know, ways to avoid these mistakes that are pitfalls that you could run into?
You know, I've been involved in a few businesses throughout my life, and this one is different. This one was different. You know, you work really hard for a few years to launch your business off of the ground. You're doing promotions for people to know who you are. We created this, and 2.5 weeks later, there was thousands of people coming in through the gates. And ever since then, it's been nonstop, and it's just been growing and growing. And more communities are hearing about us. More towns are calling, states are calling, different events are calling in. So it just kind of blossomed. It didn't really blow up; it blossomed, is what it seemed like, because it wasn't too far in front where it was too hard to catch up. And other businesses that I've been involved with, it's struggle. You know, you're trying to get up there, you're trying to do your promotions and build your business.
What is it you think that creates the turnout that you had at the Roseland Park event? Like, do you have like a mailing list that you use, constant contact, or you?
Well, the Roseland Park has a large following. Everybody we know around here knows Roseland
That's
Park.
true.
Just went to Roseland. They follow Roseland Park's page, I'm sure,
Right.
and I'm sure that I was born and raised in Worcester County. We had spoken about. I think that between New England Food Truck Fest's platform, between Roseland Park's platform, between, you know, my friends, family, and all their friends and family, and all the support that they have brought, I think really made it work. You know, my partner works really hard in promoting the events. He's nonstop as well, so he's got a lot to do with the turnout on top of that as well. So it's really it's like mixology, right?
Yeah.
Being a mixologist, you have to find the right balance. You mix everything up. You can never have too much promotions. You can never have too many platforms. You can never have too many sponsorships, which we've minimal with sponsorships.
Okay.
They do help out.
I'm just curious. So then, one of the other reasons that I started the podcast a long time ago is because I wanted to basically take the wisdom that you've learned over doing this from the time you started and help other business owners that are starting out get understand like some of the things that they might run into and all that stuff. So it's just, I mean, I wanted to interview like really successful people. So like the pillars of the community, the people that are just, this guy is just known for being like, you know, the king of his industry for whatever reason. I want to interview that guy.
Right.
I want to find out, or that woman, you know.
Well, get in their head.
And right, and find out like what was it that, what got him into that field, and then what were some of the problems they ran into, what were some of the wins that they had, and then what are some things to watch out for. All that stuff, like words of wisdom from people that are like paved the path for us to follow in the future. But you don't really hear podcasts where people are interviewed and they're telling kind of the secrets, the things that they've learned over the years. I want to interview guys that are like 70 years old that have been through a lot of stuff, and they're like, words like this guy, well, you know, kind of a controversial issue, but there's a guy named Duddy from Worcester. You know Duddy, or you know who Duddy was, obviously, right? So people like that just have been, I mean, multi-millionaire, like Commerce Bank and
Extremely
Duddy
successful
Ford,
entrepreneurs.
How did he do it? Like,
Right.
So I always wanted to interview him, and he just never wanted to.
I'll tell you right now, hard work, dedication, determination, perseverance,
Perseverance is huge.
and a will to not ever give up. If you believe in your product, if you believe in you, market your product, and don't let anybody ever get in your way.
You are the business card.
Find your connections in that field. Speak to people that have done that like you do. You know, you speak to people in that field that have done that. But a lot of people, they don't want to give up their secrets. Like you said, they don't
That's
want.
the thing, yeah.
I know a lot of people, entrepreneurs, and they say, you got to do it. You just got to do it.
You just gotta-
And I understand where they're coming from with that, because you have to formulate the idea. You have to formulate the business plan. You have to formulate the model that you're going to present to everybody. You need to create this from the ground up. And if you don't build it from the little dirt and seed there and flourish it, it's not going to work. You have to mold yourself
That's true.
into learning it.
And everybody has their own way to do things. Like
You have YouTube now, you have Google, you have so many tools at your disposal to become a professional at what you want to do.
Yeah. And everybody can contribute their own thing. Like some realtors do all these different things over here. Other realtors focus on a completely different section. You know, some flipping and doing all these other things. Some are doing multifamily stuff. Some are doing like high-end luxury houses and stuff. Waterfront houses. Everybody kind of has their own little niche that they work in. But I don't know. It's kind of neat to see all the different variations of things that you can do with your life. And everybody has their own thing that they can contribute to it. You don't have to do the same thing that somebody else did to be successful. You can put your own twist on it and make it your own. But it's just kind of neat to have an opportunity to interview people and find out what were some of the tricks of the trade that they learned as they were going through it.
I call it maintaining your garden. You're building a garden. You're planting your seeds. You need to water it. You need to make sure it gets sunlight. You need to take care of it. You need to treat it with love. And the more that you take care of it, the better you take care of it, the more quality products you grow, right? The more better vegetables you have, the better fruits that you're going to grow. The better you take care of it.
Yeah.
And it's the same when you're building your business. You can never just, hey, okay, I made this, let's see how it goes. No, you just need to keep looking down different avenues to make it better. Keep making it better. And if you work hard enough, no matter at what you do, you'll build it. It will be successful as long as you believe in it. And then everybody around you, you have support, and they build up off of you. If you don't believe in it, people around you aren't.
Yeah.
But if you wake up every day for a year and this is what you're doing, you say, this is what I'm doing, everybody around you eventually says, well, this is what he's doing, because it's embedded into them now as well.
Right.
So it's just it all comes off of you. You build your own.
Well, just think about the story of the paperclip. You know, they created the paperclip and they created the patent to keep papers together. But then somebody added ridges on there to keep the papers closer together. 30% variation of the product, but made a huge difference, you know. And then nobody really wanted just that main paperclip anymore. They wanted the one with the ridges because they felt that it helped.
Out.
So it's just, you know, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, just make something maybe a little bit better.
Yep, you can do that as well.
And it's just, it's
So many different options.
so many different options and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for entrepreneurship in this country, I'll tell you that.
Definitely. So, all right, well, I guess we can wrap it up. I think we've covered everything, and thank you for reminding me. One of the reasons that I wanted to do this podcast was to get those words of wisdom like that. Thank you
problem.
so much.
No, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on the podcast. You're an awesome guy. Really nice to meet you, and
Thank
you're
you.
very successful in what you've done.
And my partner as well. We can't leave Tony.
Exactly.
Tony is the other 50% of New England Food Truck Fest, and it couldn't be done without him.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, and thanks everybody for watching this episode of the Real Deal Real Estate Podcast. My name is Anthony Shabbat, and I'm from Shabbat & Associates Real Estate Group of EXP.
I'm Steve with New England Food Truck Fest.
And I'm Jay Lorette of Lorette Investment Group.
Thanks everybody for watching, and have a great day.